Hey guys, what's up? My name is Fred. Welcome to today's video. Today we'll go over how we generated about 63K in the first 70 days of launching a completely new coaching offer using the cohort method. This was a great launch, was the first launch of the program. No, there was literally anything before this. Okay, just an idea, and we launched in which we got paid to create a program. Before the actual thing, there was no course, there was no actually there was resources, but anything before. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how we made this possible, all the steps that we took to launch a completely new program from scratch, without anything before, just an idea and knowledge. Okay, I'm going to explain not only what we did, but the frameworks and the mechanism behind all those things so you can really understand what was done here. That's the whole point of this. So, yeah, guys, so let's get into this. And this was a really great offer. Okay, it was a really great offer. And if you watched my previous video, we are now at about 145K in cash collected for the past month, and we are launching Evergreen now. So this in total, we made pretty much $250,000 in just a couple of months. So two cohorts. Of course, we had some months between cohorts to dial in the service delivery, but if you're launching a new business, it usually takes a bit more time, right? So yeah, let's get into this. And more info on me: I'm a business operator, I'm a growth partner, marketer. I do help coaching businesses and educational companies scale to multiple six figures a month. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for my past year, and I've generated over by now more than $1 million collectively. This is a case study video. So first things first, let me show you the process. I have 63K beginning on Feb. So this was February. We went through March as well. So beginning of March, about 17 days of the offer. So as you can see here, this is real money. I'm not joking around whatsoever. Anyway, let's get into this. So as I said, if you watched the previous video, you kind of know this offer. So you're now looking back at a case study that was done in March. So investment banking career coaching offer, helping people break into investment banking, secure multiple six-figure offers in the first year on the job. Really good offer. And this was all done for the cohort method. And I really like this cohort method because you're literally getting paid to create a program or to refine whatever processes you want to refine. So it's up to you what you do in the cohort, of course. But our approach was, okay, so we're gonna get the students, and we're gonna get the students, we're gonna get them results, and we're gonna figure out whatever we need to make that happen. Of course, in career coaching, it usually takes some time to get people results. We did launch right when the recruiting season started, so we got some quick results with the students. So we got some really good case studies. But at the end of the day, the cohort is really dialing your knowledge and create processes so then you can scale. Now the business is more scalable than ever. Okay, so we use the good old VSL funnel, and to for the marketing, we didn't really have that many case studies. We did have some proof that in the creator in this case he helped people in the past, so we could get their written testimonials, but not interviews or video case studies, if you know what I mean. So about the creator in this case, I see a lot of people with this mistake, and I don't know why these people do this. I don't have any idea. But he has a huge personal brand. Okay, he has a huge personal brand, about 200K followers on YouTube overall, and he was trying to monetize through low ticket products. So he had a lot of like low ticket products, for example. As you can see here, this is the old page, and it's a lot of different guides and resources. And then he was selling his time as well. So with count, just sending people to the county, they pay for an hour of his time, whatever. And I see a lot of people doing this. Never seen someone really make really good money from it. It's the same thing that you're sending someone to a shop Just okay, now buy whatever you want. But if you want to really be, you gotta scale something. You gotta, the best thing you can do is just condense something into a actual program, and then use it, scale it, create a process for it, have your own licensing systems, and scale it, and charge 5, 10 grand for it. So what we did, we just, as I said, we condensed his knowledge, and we built a five figure business from scratch in just 17 days. In just a couple of weeks, we built that business, and now we're printing a lot of money. And I'm going to be filming all the journey of the business, which is going to be insane, 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 insane. It's going to be insane, guys. But yeah, we figure out what was the demands on his audience. So all audiences are different. Okay, you have the niche, but then you have the audience. So you gotta figure out what your audience wants, and then you just create a supply for the demand. You don't create anything new. You don't create something from, you just don't try to predict. You get the data from your audience, you ask them, and then you create the product. So, and that's the approach that you gotta use in all phases, because then you gotta revamp the product. You gotta create something, things that are new. You gotta create new systems. You gotta revamp the offer, whatever, right? Or you're trying to relaunch, as we did right now. Gotta create with fresh data every single time. So we find the perfect fit for the market. We create the supply, and that's it. Okay, and this was done. Now at this time is not dealing with the one-to-one calls with the students. We have coaches for that. It's not dealing with the sales calls either. So right now, in the second cohort of the program, the first one actually he did a lot of the work in service delivery, because at the end of the day you're the owner. Okay, you gotta understand what's going on in your business. But now, a few months later, is we have a really great structure for service delivery, and we have the sales team in place, and now he can focus on really high level stuff, and how we're going to be scaling the business to 300K a month, over that actually, way more. So to put a lot of effort in product development, into marketing, into admin tasks, that part takes time. So of course, if he hadn't have a team, it would be really hard to make it work. But thankfully, he had me. So yeah, guys. So let's go over these things. I've been yapping for a couple of 10 minutes now. Anyway, so first, how you can find the best product market fit, then how you can build your offer, how you can market it, and build out the funnel. Amazing part, really important. How you can do the sales, the onboarding, fulfillment, and scaling. So little tips for scaling. But yeah, let's go right into it. And keys to finding the best product market fit. As I said before, you need data. Okay, you can create anything new or anything that that's going to work. The goal with this is that you want to maximize the chances of something, that works. You can't. At least I don't want to create something that I'm not really sure that's going to work. So I just ask people what they want. So you have two ways. First, you can brainstorm. You go to your YouTube channel, we see what are the videos that are performing well. You go to your IG, you see you know what are people asking you about. It's a really great lead. So if you see a lot of people are asking you for tips in like in career or in ecom, or you know in fitness, how to gain muscles, how to lose weight, that's a good tip. So have conversation, and then have conversations with the followers. Okay, people are asking you these things, you can just continue those conversations and have calls, right? So how you can collect data, I do these two things. So DMs, or actually type forms and calls. So you send traffic to a type form, and then you have calls with people. Usually we have 20 calls with people. This is a great approach, because when you're launching a program, as I said, you want to minimize the chances of that go wrong. To make it work, you need to get a lot of data. So the calls are amazing. I love doing those calls. So what we did in this case, we sent people to a type form. We had a little incentive there, and then from the responses that you get, you need to figure out all these things. Okay, so you need to figure out where they want to get. So the problem that you're solving, the journey of your potential clients. If you're especially, if you're an expert and you have content on a certain subject, you probably know this already. You gotta list out all the problems that these people have. Uh, what's the desire? Where they want to be at? What is the gap? How you bridge the gap? Okay, so this is very important because you have the problem, and the supply is going to be to fulfill that gap between where they are and where they want to be. And then the USP details. This is very important because your product gotta be believable, especially if you're starting out. There's a lot of things you have like special offers, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you gotta really make sure that all the boxes check. So reasons to believe in your product, the features and benefits, deliverables, sales arguments, and customer verticals. This is important because then we can also create FAQs, well, potential objections as well, depending on how much data we can collect and what do we ask people. So these are just a little questions you can ask, just a little templates. But at the end of the day, you can use AI as well to get more out of whatever you collect. All right, so here in the for damn, okay, 200 responses, not that many to be fair, but yeah, the questions that we ask, nothing crazy. This was a long time ago. I would change, and I would probably um, have some really different questions to be fair at these moments. If I were to ask again, of course. But main things that you wanna get is as much data as you can. Okay. If you if you already have a program or you had a program, you wanna revamp it, you should analyze your calls and talk with clients. That's what we did as well with the cohort one. We talked with these people. We got them on calls as well, and we extract their feedback. Customers' feedback is the best thing you can collect. And you know, from so speaking of feedback, are they getting results? Are they grateful? Do they enjoy the product? Do they find it useful? What they change and what would they buy again? This is a big point. This is a big point. If people want to buy some or would be able or would be open to purchase something again, that's a big part. Okay, that's a big part. And from your sales calls, common objections, big problems, main bottlenecks, what are they gonna call? This is a very important topic actually. And then what did they say before and after buying? So what they got on the call, this is a big part because then you can figure out a lot of things that you can then track to potentially predict if it's going to be a sale, whatever. So if you notice a lot of people say the same thing over and over again, then it's a really great lead that okay, cool, we might get something from this. But what they say before buying, after buying, usually it depends on your onboarding process. We're gonna touch that later on the video. Okay, so stay tuned. Main goal with the process: get as much data as we can. Deeply understand your ICP. You gotta understand your audience exact pain points. Like it's a palm of your hand. Okay, and creating your USP depending on your specific audience, not your niche specific audience. As I said, every audience is different. Every niche is different. You have your niche that you can then, for example, when you're scaling up, that's what we're doing now, to kind of see how our business can look like in 1, 2, 3, 5 years time. We look at successful businesses, coaching business in the career coaching space, especially in investment banking, and then we aligned our company right now to what the company can look like in 5 years time. Now, in a smaller scale, you gotta work with your audience. You don't have this massive scale that have ads, money to spend, have nothing like that. You should start small with what your audience wants, and then with time you can adjust things. You can adjust your ICP, you can adjust your viewers, you can adjust your quality of your audience, you can adjust every single part that you want basically. But now thinking short term scale, you should understand your audience very deeply. So jumping on the second point, so building an offer, this is quite very simple. I'm going to just go through it very quickly. even though it's simple, you should do it right. Okay, some offers are easy to make. This one is kind of easy. This was like we hopped on the calls, we figured out these people wanted to break into investment banking, figure out how much an investment banking makes. We figure out the timeline to get these people results. That's it. What you then got to do is we solve problems or things that might, can pre-handle some minds or some thoughts in this case, or fears or whatever. So in this case, if people, some of the fears, or let's say main bottlenecks that people have when breaking into investment banking is they fear that they can't break in if they are not from a target school, or if they don't have enough finance experience. So I give this solution like, hey, you can do this even if you don't have a target school degree or bias finance experience. Amazing. So there's a lot of ways, and your to be honest, your offer should be really dialed in. Um, you can use this little formula. So we have dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, time delayance, effort, and sacrifice. This is all purely, or let's say you create your offer through this formula based on the data that you collected. Okay, you don't assume anything. You just, based on the things that you collected on your previous reports, you're going to use that data to create this. Okay, so you can maximize the chances of printing right from the beginning. You got to make sure that you understand where these people want to be. Majority of your audience want to be. We noticed that about 60% of our audience wanted to is related to investment banking. Either they're breaking to investment banking from different paths. Then we have consulting, have asset management, have other things, or the types of people, but mainly investment banking. So we knew for a fact we would get demand, and this is the offer that a lot of people were asking us for. So we just create, as I said, we create the supply for the demand. In your case, it can be a little different, but you do have the data to back up whatever offer you create. So make sure you dial in that. I can't really say anything like. Of course, you can go for example, for the framework, how you build your own framework. But if you're launching a cohort, it's kind of simple. If you're revamping an offer, you should do the framework. I can make a separate video on the framework, but that's pretty much it. From here, you can create a power offer. The power offer is what's going to support the marketing assets and sales assets after. So if you're doing a VSL, is going to do an email sequence, if you're going to do like a bunch of other stuff, you can use this asset. For example, if you watch my last video, I went through how I created a narrative, not very in depth, but you know that you gotta create a narrative. So here you create a power offer to build up the sales assets. Okay, so that's what we did. We build up this power offer. I can make a video on these and narrative. I think those, even though the narrative is really storytelling and it's kind of different, this one is a purely marketing assets and stuff like that. So there's there's a few parts here that you should use and reuse, and what in that you should really consider. But at the end of the day, it's quite easy to understand. But yeah, so power offer, got your offer. List out all the things that your program has. List out all the problems. Speak to those pain points. Speak to the outcomes, and you'll be fine. So just recapping, in your power offer, you should dial in the pain points people have, the outcomes that they want to achieve. You want to connect both and integrate the deliverables of your program and make sure everything is aligned and all makes sense. Okay. So moving on to building the coaching, this part is quite simple, but you got to remember that you are building the supply for the demand. I can't stress this enough. I see a lot of people making this mistake of just building or creating products that they want, and then they sell to their audience, and they don't see money. And that's because you gotta understand this. And when creating this cohort method, you don't need to have much. You just need to set up a community. We were using Discord. It's free. School was $99. Now it's $9. and now we're switching to Circle. But you just need something. You just need a community where you can set up calls, you gotta set up the course content, and then you can have the calls, you can record the calls, use it as course content, and then with time create the course. Okay, but just with time, you know. So that's the thing. You should prioritize dialing in the product and the service during the first cohorts, nothing more. Okay, of course, dialing the service means also dialing the sales and the marketing because you gotta learn a bunch of stuff. But with sales, sometimes it can take some more time because with more volume comes more objections, comes different scenarios. So that's kind of different. Different, okay? All right. So let's go to marketing, which is my favorite part because I love marketing. So when launching a cohort, okay, here is more for cohorts. There's specific types of launches. For example, now I'm launching the Evergreen offer. With this offer is going to be a massive launch. Okay, hopefully you can get 300k. I don't know. You're gonna be here to see it, but when launching a cohort, you should prioritize quality over quantity. But because here you should be limited in the spots that you want to get. So in our case, we were aiming to 15 spots. We got 19 students. We actually got 20, but one refunded, whatever. But with 15 students, with 40% closing rate, you just need like, I don't know, like 50 to 70 calls to fulfill. So, you know, aim for that part right here and, make sure that you don't potentially burn out a lot of the leads because you did it by marketing and you attracted the wrong audience, whatever. So be, make sure that your assets are well put and really prioritize quality over quantity. Okay, because I have these three rules where uh, that my marketing systems should be. So my marketing system should attract, nurture, and convert as many leads as possible, but with quality over quantity, especially in cohorts. How you do this? So YouTube and IG, the best platforms to build any kind of business, in my perspective and in my opinion. Okay, so we now have a really sick YouTube content system. If you want, you can watch my last video where I break it down. But we do have a bottle of funnel videos. So what we did was, so to explain this part, let me show you the other videos once. So we do have top of funnel videos. So what we posted was we posted a top of funnel video, actually two. Actually, we posted two, but it was some weeks back, and then we posted and bottom of funnel video, which was this one right here. So we posted this video here. This video, bro, made us so much money. This made us so much money. I'm not gonna, not even lying, bro. At this point, even with the challenge launch that we did, this was one of the main conversion points. So my whole goal with this strategy is to get people in through top of funnel videos, right? As most of you know, and I really like have top of funnel videos that can really vary in terms of like curiosity wise. So people come onto these videos because they are curious, and then have these middle of funnel videos that are more skill based. And what I noticed is that a lot of people like these ones where it's top of funnel. So the title is top of funnel, so you attract a broader audience, and then the video itself is skill based. Bro, we got so many people. We got, bro, 100k views, and this was for this launch. For that one, we had this one, and then two more that didn't really perform that super well. These performed super nicely, man. We got so much money. So all the money that we made, actually, let me run it up here. All the money that we made, so all the 70 grand that we made, all the 71 grand that we made was from that video. So if you post a VSL, it's amazing. I can break it down the VSL. I'm not sure if I have it here, to be honest. Um, but basically, Those type of videos are quite simple, where you have the intro. So intro, then little CTA, little CTA, 2 minutes in. Wait, intro, then cover first points, little CTA, 2 minutes in, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections of the video. This video was about 12 minutes long. So then hard CTA at the end. So yeah, so this was the structure. So super simple intro, and this is the outro, and then you cover the first point. So you got value here, you got the CTA here, which is kind of short, where you can say, hey guys, by the way, I have this thing. If you wanna stay at the end of the video where I'm gonna break it down, cool. If not, if you wanna jump straight into it, you have the link here. We did book a lot of calls, bro. We booked, I'm not quite too sure how many, but we booked like 30 calls in the first hour of publishing this video. Unfortunately, I don't have the stats right here. And the Swag channel doesn't allow me, because it's the free plan, doesn't allow me to go further than 90 days. But anyway, it still did really good. And then you have the rest of the sauce. So, the other sections of the video. So we did 5 points. So we have 5 points to break into investment banking, cover the first one, add the pitch, and then the four others, and then hard city at the end. Amazing, did very well. So here's what we did. We didn't do any waitlist funnel. Uh, we kept it simple, to be honest. If I maybe now I would have done a waitlist funnel, but we kept it simple. We just went straight opt-in with free training funnel. So for the actual launch, pre-launch, so when you're warming up, you kind of give these. So once we did the market research, we made sure that people knew something was about to happen, and we started with temperature emails. So it was like three of them to kind of get engagement. One thing that I want to be clear here, and I can show the ConvertKit in a sec. If you're building a waitlist from a CSV file, your deliverability is going to be trash. That's because it's how it is. It's how it is. So what I recommend is, if you're doing with the CSV file, you just get people to comment, actually reply to your emails. Okay, make sure you have a lot of people replying to your emails. Okay, and moving your emails to to the priority list. You know how you should do it in terms of getting people to making sure that they receive the emails. But during the period, so we have the 5 days prior to the launch, and then you have the 15 days, 20 days prior to the launch. Just notify people. Just post a story saying, "Hey guys, something is about to happen. Hey guys, do this." If you have a wait list, that's perfect. I personally like wait list. Didn't do any wait list. So what we did here was just a freebie opt-in, and then emails. So of course we had 20K emails already. With this opt-in, we got some more. Like the banking mentorship was 5. We're ready to launch. So I know here made this for you. Yeah, not that many emails, because we were really focusing on that bottom of funnel video. So yeah, community posts. If you have a free group, in this case we had a free Discord. We just, let me see if, oh, I do have it here. So this was the I think it was a week before. Okay, so you have the pre-launch where you just say, "Hey guys, something is happening." Perfect. Then you start launching, and when you start launching, or just saying, "Hey guys, this is what's really happening." Okay, you can on YouTube. I really like posts. I really like YouTube posts. So what we did was we posted free posts here. So first one was a week before, saying, guys, this is gonna be happening. So on Thursday, February 13th, I'll be releasing something I've been working on over the past months. So in this case, in this audience, nothing like this was made. So it was really new. People will be like, oh, what's this? So we got a lot of people in Premiere. Amazing. Then 3 hours left. I don't normally announce when I'm publishing a video, but this Thursday is going to be happening this. Okay, we're announcing a program aimed towards. This depends on your audience. With our ICP, you should be direct. You shouldn't gatekeep. You should be value like, hey, this is my program. This is what I have in here. This is what you get. If you're doing trading, I do have a trading client. You shouldn't pitch anything, bro. You shouldn't even mention you have something. Most times, but in this case, we just said, hey, in the video, I'll be announcing this program. There will be a limited number of slots available. So here you create some more pressure for them to be there. And then posting a video about breaking banking today, blah, blah, blah. If you want to ask me any questions about how to secure a 150K banking job, ask away in the chat. And you got the second incentive here. So actually the third. So the first one is, okay, this is going to be a one-time thing. New, okay, cool. Not that great of incentive. Second one, I'm going to be announcing this thing and you have limited spots. The third one is I'll be answering questions in the chat. So you can be creative here. So we did this VSL type of video. You can create, bro, you can create so much other things. You're gonna be creating so many other things, bro. I'm super hyped. For IG, in this case, our IG is not that great. I have like 10K followers. Now 15K with a few more people. So we focus more on stories. So our IG funnel, if you watch the other video that I posted, um, it's about this thing as well. So our ecosystem is really simple. We got people from YouTube, we drive them into IG, we nurture them with the stories. So the stories we post a power offer. Unfortunately, I don't have the stories in here, but the framework is this. So post power offer, 5 days. So you set expectations. You just say, hey guys, this is what's coming. This is the name of the program. This is, I have the little story. I can make a video breaking down story sequences, but I didn't make these too long. But you just set expectations a couple of days before. So I'll say 5 days before you do this, and then 72 hours you update the YouTube video. So you show the program, especially if your account is more personal. I see a lot of people just with more personal accounts, but now we're switching to more professional type of account with just more sauce, more content, more everything. So you should post a power offer before 5 days before, then you can have the YouTube video, then you start sequence on the YouTube video and the VSL limited time opportunity. So same thing that we did on the 48 hours left. So just having everything aligned, and then 24 hours before story hyping the video. So what we did was we focused on, hey guys, this is what's gonna be happening. This is how you can get this limited time opportunity, aligning both things with the YouTube video. So if you do this, it's going to be great. Worked wonders for us. Emails. We didn't focus really on that many emails. We do have a lot of volume. So even if we have a low open rate, we have a decent click rate. We have almost 1K opt-ins on the CTA and most important email. Okay. We did also have some follow-up emails, but basically how you want to do this, I can show you the actual emails, but how you can do this is first you set the stage. Second day you build out the backstory, the wall. Okay, so here's a message to my 19-year-old self. It's finally here. So finally here is to set the stage. Is a message to 19-year-old me. So here on this one, people already knew something was coming. So that's why I said the pre-launch. You should always hide people from what's coming. So it's finally here. Here's a message to my 19-year-old me. This is the case study, proof of concept, the epiphany, the one thing that these people do to achieve the end result. Then we are ready to launch. So here's a hidden benefit. So you it's more like FAQ stuff like that. Then you launch the email. This is quite a simple, but sometimes the simple is what works. So mentorship is live. Link Accelerator is official live. Thank you everyone. Please be mindful of our time. Super straightforward email. Let me show you the other ones. Mm. Oh damn, so many emails, bro. Jesus Christ. Then the wait is over. So this was already to launch. Wait is over. Already launched for over a decade. I've helped hundreds of students and graduates wait investment banking roles. Now I'm directly help you succeed in this. How do I join? What do I get with my enrollments? Then always other things. How long does the mentorship last? How long will it take to see results? What does the one mentorship cost? Final thoughts. Amazing. Direct, but it worked. It works. Okay, it works. You want to give as much information as you can to these people. Okay, especially before you present them on a new opportunity. It's gonna be more, you know, value focused. They're gonna be more nurtured. So in the case study, the parts are this. Okay, first, how many landed multiple offers at top banks, where many started, what we did fix, where many is now, what made the difference. You can achieve this too. Easy email. You can read it if you can pause it, but easy stuff. And then the other one, I'm gonna show you guys this one. When I was a freshman in college, I had no idea what I wanted to do in my career. This is more a storytelling. So how I pivoted into investment banking with no finance experience. This builds trust. This builds goodwill. This shows us your story, which is the most important thing as well, to kind of connect with people in a personal side, overcoming the odds, what it took to break in, um, where I am today, and how I be open doors for me. So you kind of, you gotta understand your offer, the benefits, outcome, all those things, so you can um, really create the best marketing. I can't really, I can give you some tips on that, but at the end of the day, like, you do have your own niches. So this niche in specific is not about financial freedom. It's not about being able to travel around the world. No, this is about really making an impact and having a really great and solid finance career. It's about having a professional career that makes you multiple uh, thousands of dollars per month, millions per year. So, at the end of the day, um, actually, no, thousands of dollars per year, actually. Uh, but yeah, this is what these people want, okay? It's what these people want. You gotta make sure that you align whatever you're doing with what people want, okay? So, in our marketing, like, really make sure that you're speaking to the outcomes these people wanna get from you, and then you presented the solution to the right problem. And on Discord, same thing. So post power offer, pull for engagement, announce YouTube plus pull for engagement. Always seek engagement. This was the main post. So after months of hard work back in Story 5, uh, this is the offer. This is what I'm gonna get. Limited time spots. This is the next step. Easy. So what we did before, we're just building stuff. Okay, so quick heads up, then big announcement. Hey everyone, I received countless DMs about how many videos, blah blah blah. So I started working on social program. This is what we're gonna get. Realistically, this is I can offer this level of support hands-on, personal support to everyone. So this is my one-on-one mentorship, the one-on-one guidance, whatever. Uh, Pool of interest is always helps. With the interest, overall interest is very important. Okay. Hey everyone, wanted to give you all a heads up. This is the thing with the announcing the YouTube video. This is always very important. If you see the overall campaign, it was really YouTube video focused. Okay, so then this one, the poll, and well, the post that you just saw here. So the goal with all the campaign, with whatever campaign you do, and as I said, cohorts, with the cohort method, with a simple launch, for launching a cohort for the first time, you shouldn't be really big on marketing. You should be more quality focused. That's what we did. We didn't do many like super hundreds of posts, multiple webinars, free workshops, wait twist funnels, stuff like that. No, we're really straightforward with the offer. And as I said, depends on your RCP, depends on your niche, depends on your audience. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you get people ready for the launch day. If you can get some pre-launch sales, amazing. If it's not the campaign, if you're doing the same campaign as I did with just YouTube video focused, then you're gonna get a lot of calls in the first day. launch funnel into VSL, launch email, Discord post, VSL funnel. Unfortunately, I don't have the VSL funnel here. I have actually our new one is not. It's just VSL, VSL straight to application form straight to calendar. This one had the free training, so we had the VSL and then push to the free training. Free training was VSL, VSL to application. So this one was we hit people with email sequences and with the typical auto SMS of, hey, did you got the free training? What did you thought about it? So that's pretty much the our thing here now. Actually, I don't really like opt-in funnels. I like opt-in funnels for webinars and what else? Low ticket, of course. Actually, with the challenge that we did, I think if you watch the past video, like you're gonna understand that we have a little opt-in for when they purchase the the low ticket. Well, sorry guys, it's kind of late here. It's almost 1 a.m. But anyways, I don't really like opt-ins here. So right now, just I can show you guys. I can show you. This is our landing page now. Super simple. We're with a VSL, and this is straight to application. Okay. So if I show you guys, then we do have the one new. You have 1K applicants here. So are you interested in securing? Are you interested? So yeah, are you interested in investment banking? Located part time, describe your current financial situation, how much money you have to invest. If they are not qualified, we send them here. And then if they're not qualified, send them here. We are switching to more with real qualified questions with more, of course, with options, stuff like that. So we're switching that. Anyways, when someone, in this case, we have two things. So the VSL, they watch the VSL, they apply, they book a call, and they get out. So if they don't they book a call, they get out. That's the main goal with a sales team. You just want to be lead efficient. If someone doesn't book a call, just hit them up. And if they apply, actually, this was a very interesting thing that happened to us. So we actually had VSL. Let me write it here. We had VSL to book a call directly. We had these 30 calls in 30 minutes. Actually, sorry guys, in 1 hour of launching. So we switched. And I was like, bro, what the hell? And then once you started getting a lot of calls, in this case we had only one closer, and the closer was part time because at the time it is what it is. Bro, we had the full calendar for the next 3 days or something. So we needed to find a way. So we got the application form, and then from there we started collecting a lot of new leads, then have the triage and the real, the pre-call SOP done. But that was super interesting, bro. Sales. Use every lead. As I said, guys, just use every single lead. If you already have a sales team, okay, take time and review whatever they're doing. One problem that I see with a lot of sales teams is I'm not the best salesperson. I'm not the best sales manager whatsoever. But I do understand that, bro. You gotta really be on top of your reps. You gotta be on top of what they do. And if you're doing cohorts, it's kind of a different thing. But if you're having an evergreen funnel, or it's a second or third cohort, or third launch, second launch, you gotta be on top of your sales. You gotta review, sales calls, and you gotta train them up. You gotta be on the trenches with them. You gotta review the calls. You gotta have daily meetings or meetings 4 times a week. Build a culture and make sure that you're on top of every single part of the process. That's why I do like to hop on some calls in the beginning of an offer, give me some good insights of as well to train the reps. But you know, if you don't have any calls to back it up, if you're doing new cohorts for a new program, use all the ICP data you have collected from the sales assets, and then pitch for sales calls. So what you can do is you can hop on a few calls, get the data, pass that to the closers. That's the best thing to do You do have data that you collected from the market research, from the things that you did before, but you still need the experience. Okay, if you're an operator, you hop on the calls yourself. If you're a coach, you don't have anything to help you. You go on, you take the calls. Okay, as I said, let's say here, cohorts easy to test and create systems instead of spending dozens of hours predicting what people might want. With a cohort, you get paid to build out the program from scratch. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. So at this point, the warm leads have scheduled the sales call, but they are not ready for it yet. I see a lot of people, even though if you have it's the first cohort program, I do understand that some people don't take the time to really build out the SOPs and all the assets, but bro, at least a thank you page video, at least some assets to nurture people before they hop on a call. Okay, at least some emails, not just reminders, but really valuable emails. I'm going to be creating a video on these best practices. But at the end of the day, bro, don't be just reminder. Just be value, and give a lot of information. Your calls, even with a cohort, your calls should be just, hey, I have just these questions and then I'm ready to pay. Which of course the price objections, but you need to give so much information about your like just show, like, just do a video breaking down your program, what they get, what's the first thing when they join, um, what's the steps, what's your framework. That's why you should do a pitch. You have like a really Canva presentation to show on a call. Especially, you should test that. We actually used it for a long time. Now we're switching to a more uh, give information first, go on a call, just close the deal. But you could use some type of Canva presentation on your calls. It also helps a lot. Okay, especially in the beginning to show value to people. Depending on ICP as well. If you have these career leads, man, you should definitely put some effort on the pitch. Anyways, um, the goal with this page is just to ensure that people they have the call in their calendar and they gonna receive all the messages from the sales team. Make sure they are good for the call and give them information. Okay, we had a 92% show up actually, bro. On a bro, that was amazing. Of course, you have really high intent when you're launching a new product, but at the end of the day, bro, like 92% is really great. Um, so your process, man, like your process, our process is quite simple. At least when we did this cohort was quite simple. We just had all these little channels, and then after the call, the closer fills out the EOD, and that's it. Okay, and then we have the reviews, we have the call notes, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, I really like the EODs. Sales rep gets on the call, gets a feedback to me to improve the system. That's pretty much how it works. And you should analyze if your sales reps are hitting the KPIs. If the KPIs are realistic, if the KPIs are too low, then manage from there. If you're launching a cohort, I know a lot of the things are not going to be optimized from scratch. So that's why I said test things, test your systems, test things. Just test, figure out what works. When it works, you just do more of what works. Simple. Okay. And then unfortunately I can show the sales tracking sheet, but on the sales tracking sheet, you just gotta make sure that you track every single number that you have, nor only and that's one thing that I see a lot of people doing. So what I usually do is I have dashboard, we have the dash here, and then I have the sales calls tracker, where I have what I do, like, let me just position like this, and then I do track calls and info, and then objections and outcomes actually. Okay, cool. So I do this, and then I have another one that's payroll for everyone to know what each member is earning. Then I have the closer one sheet, closer two sheet, setter one sheet. You get the deal, right? And then if you have more reps, you just add more. So these ones have, each rep has their own KPIs. Each rep they have their own stats they gotta fill out for the day. So they have cash flow, they have calls booked, they have no shows, they have 5 calls, they got offers made. You know the drill. So just fill out everything. For the setters, they are more important to track, and then have the dash for actually here the dash includes closing info, and then here the dash for setting info or setter data. I mean more professional. Sorry. Setting data is going to be like tiles made, uh, all that different stuff. Okay, and then of course tracking who's doing a good job, tracking the setters doing a good job, the closers doing a good job, and if they don't doing a good job, you hop on a call to them. You gotta figure out why, and if they are not the good reps, you fire them. If they are good, you keep them, you reward them, you train them. Gotta figure out that part. So key points to track: call booked, pre-call asset consumed, closing show rate, AOV, funnel conversion, dials made, follow up sent. Easy. Just track those things and it'll be fine. Okay. Then your business. This is very important. Actually, I didn't even remember I had in here, but your business will grow fast if you track it with data. If you have data, you can make really solid decisions. All your decisions should be made on what works, not on what you feel like it's good or not. Okay. So if you can build your business as predictable as possible, is the best thing to do. Okay. So every part of the process should be tracked. So if there's any problem, you can find it and you solve it. Okay. So for example, low closing rate, review sales calls, no bookings, will get traffic, low show, improve pre-call procedure, plus content stats, service delivery data, etc. So this not only applies to the sales process itself, so weekly reports, sales reports, daily reports, but also for your content. Make sure that your content are you have KPIs for your content. Your content is hitting the KPIs that you want. Okay, for the week, for the month. Okay, if your service delivery is in the right path, if your coaches are delivering, if you are is delivering, if your students are delivering, they're part of the equation. Okay, so make sure that part is well done. Sorry, guys. And then here the goal is to get as many qualified calls as possible over a 50% closing rate. Well, it depends on your goodwill and stuff like that. It depends on how many calls you get. It depends on some other stuff, of course. And please don't waste any lead and build trust before the call. The reason I don't like reminders is because it doesn't build trust. The reason I don't like straight up, just without a proper launch with great value. Reason why we did so well is because the VSL on YouTube was really valuable. Okay, it's a VSL at the end of the day. Okay, cool. You have the hard seat at the end, you have the CTA at the middle, but at the end of the day, you gotta build really valuable assets. If you don't build valuable assets, you're cooked. You're cooked. No matter what niche or audience you have, bro. So I like this formula. I have the little intro, I have the first pillar, I have the 2 minutes in CTA, have the other all pillars that I want to go through, and then I have the last minute CTA. Then I have the VSL in the funnel. I actually didn't go through the VSL in the funnel. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys. I don't really care, guys. I'm going to show you everything now. So this was the VSL that we had. So here's a little tip. All right. So if that's what I actually have in mind or had in mind at that time. So this was like first launch, first cohorts, Nothing before this. Really personal, one to one mentorship. What's this? Okay, really personal. If your product is really personal, if you are one to one with students, it's like a cohorts, 15 students, really small, really personal, whatever. Why would you make a VSL that's like super dense in like graphics and you know what I mean, like visuals, and then you have really great case studies and you talk about these weekly costs of bro. We did a very, very, very personal VSL, and that's what I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna read this thing. This video is going to be a little different than usual. In the next few minutes, I'll be explaining exactly how you can break into investment banking on your dream role. No finance background. And I know it might sound impossible right now, but trust me, it's not. By the end of the video, we're going to know exactly how to make it happen. But first, you have to believe that it is possible for you and that you can make it happen. Okay, so we address have the hook, we address their outcome and some pre-framing. So let me prove it to you by showing real results. And of course, you gotta spam results. You always spam results, but this is what this gets interesting. I get where you are now because I once was in the shoes. I cautioned with no finance background and with no idea on what steps to take. Every rejection made me feel like giving up. Many of you, I struggle with this. As someone who didn't have much finance experience, I pivoted to banking. But instead of quitting, I worked even harder. I learned how to tailor my resume and to network. Blah, 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 blah. I was able to, and this I found outcome, and now credibility, credibility. And if you're watching, these chances are feeling stuck, sending application after application, feeling like the application portal is a black hole. Okay, no interviews, no callbacks, and or when you do get an interview, you may not feel confident in your behavioral answers, technical skills, or in your ability to actually stand out. So just a lot of things going on here. Um, and get it. Trust me, it's a lot. You're checking academics, networking applications, interviews, and a lot more. Really alone. I know you feel anxious. You just want someone who's already done it to give you a clear roadmap to success. I imagine this 6 months from now, we've mastered this, blah blah blah. Work on 9 and 10 figure deals. Just you just go for the desire and then explain the solution mechanism. All of this is possible if you have the right strategy and mentor to guide you throughout the process. And this is what you get when joining the Banking Accelerator. I will get direct access to me, one-on-one coaching, and my proven framework to secure internships, finance roles, and investment banking roles at top banks. You don't need a starting school degree. You don't need this. What you need is a right strategy and mentorship for someone who's been on your shoes and succeeded. Perfect. Steps. For the program, my personal guarantee. I've been doing this for over a decade. Wow, blah, blah, blah. More proof. Really enjoy working with candidates, blah, blah, blah. More proof, more love. And then cost of not taking action, but further options. That's it. Now, you can tell me, hey, Fred, yeah, cool, but that seems like a normal VSL. Or the VSL is not just the script, it's the video. So if you do this video with a lot of different angles and great production, and you do this video with a lot of editing, well, this might seem like a normal VSL. But if you do this video like raw, just you, the camera, just speaking straight to the camera, more personal, more authentic, I guess your performance is going to be higher for a program like this. Oh, that's my thoughts. It worked for us. I work for you. Now, when you onboard these people, you gotta make them feel very special, especially if it's not a program with a massive community with already procedures in place. So, what I would say is just tell them, like, if they join, just tell them, congratulate them, reach out to them, give them a call, message them. Um, then hop on a call, the first call, get all the information you need for the first call. Because then what do we do here? What we did actually, because now we have a little different process, but we send them an email onboarding, first call, access to community, and then text message confirming the call, set everything, schedule a second call on the first call. So the first call is mainly a roadmap call. Gotta go there. You have your, you at this time you pretty much know how to get them results because you're the expert at the end of the day, but you do understand their background and create the roadmap and the next steps for the next 14 days and all the journey for the rest of the program. Either it's a 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. In automated onboarding, okay, automated community onboarding and welcome video, explain next steps until onboarding call, first actions to do. Just be clear on what they need to do once they join the program. Okay, the worst feeling is someone when they join, they pay you and they get left on red or they don't get anything on their inbox. Don't do that, okay? Then onboarding call, make a personalized roadmap, set expectations, and next steps. Get to know them. Okay. Set expectation on the journey. Okay. Give them an overview of how things will go. It's the same thing as how what the bridge looks like. So you need to make sure that they are really confident that you can get results, and you gotta make them excited. The best thing you gotta do is make them excited, and the way you make people excited is if you show them you know the stuff. Is if you show them confidence on what you're gonna do with them and what they're gonna do. So build the hope, build the faith, build the confidence, build the happiness on that call is very essential. And just the one-to-one interaction with you is really what these people want at the end of the day. Okay, understand where they are, when they want to go, make the roadmap to get to the desired state, give them the first 10 steps, schedule the next calls, simply like this. Okay, of course this depends on your program and the offer and all that stuff, but this is generalizing, and this is the things that we did on our onboarding calls. And the goal with this process is to make them feel welcome, set everything up for results. People bought your program, bought the supply, and it's time to justify the purchase. Okay, it's great. Oh, you create this supply. Oh, I have this program, provide the solution. At the end of the day, you gotta justify that why they purchase it. Okay, they purchase it with conviction and the belief that you can get them the results. Now you gotta get them the results. So one of the worst things you could do here is over promising. Don't over promise. Just be realistic. Okay, it's way better. Then when it comes to fulfillment, I'm not the best person here to to speak about this because it's like super broad. But more results, more case studies, more trust, more money. I think this is the best thing you could do here. Of course, then you can have a students tracker, you can have dashboards for success rates. Then if you have coaches, then it's all about it. Hiring game. That's something that I could talk about as well. But at the end of the day, you gotta create a file where you put all the students, all the data, and this is for, as I said, having an overview of everything, a dashboard with the success rate, see what's working, to send your students, always be updated on the overall journey. That's what we did from right beginning, and it's helping us a lot. Okay, the goal, get more results as possible, always be on track with everybody's progress so you can have fresh data always into the system, not only on the service delivery side of things, so you can improve the service delivery, the systems, and how you help people, but also on the marketing and how you build your assets. Right now, on scaling, it's funny because now I'm doing this, and I'm already at this stage. So once actually I built this Figma board back in, I think it back in April. So now I was like, oh, maybe I'm gonna do like 6 figures a month right now. Oh, we did it, perfect. But what I want to make sure, and now we are doing this process actually with the clients, and we are mapping out the next 6 months, the yearly goals, in how the company gonna, how we expect the company to grow in 2 years, 5 years. Be clear on the goal. And my suggestion here, bro, is for you to understand where you want to go with this. If you want to have cash flow business up to 250, 300K a month, or if you want to build a corporate. It's not a corporate. I would say depending on your core strategy. And for example, for us, this is a coaching company. This is a coaching educational company. With For us to scale to 500K per month, um, we need a lot of coaches. So it's going to be also almost a company, a real company, okay, with hundreds of people. Actually, not hundreds, but like at least dozens of people initially, and then eventually grow to hundreds of people. If of course, depending on a lot of stuff. And I'm not too sure. Actually, now thinking about it, I don't know if we need that many coaches, but we still need like dozens of coaches, which is a lot. So the service delivery team is going to grow a lot. The sales team is going to grow a lot. Marketing team super lean, admin super lean, and executives super lean as well. So we do have these two big parts: service delivery, sales is going to grow a lot, and then this little part right here is going to be super lean, super lean. That's the goal. Um, and now we do have a process that, in this case, my client has a process that his service delivery doesn't depend on him, and the sales and the marketing doesn't only depend on him. Amazing. I think that's wonders, and he's making more than 100K per month profit. So, well, that's crazy. Best things to do here, and I can't stress this enough, is the data, bro. You need to get as much data as you can at earliest as possible. Like in the cohort, the market research, the first cohort, the second cohort, get data, put it on the system, refine processes, refine everything. Now I'm rebuilding the sales process because I know what works. I know what we need to change because we have so much data that we can then reuse to improve these processes. So yeah, that's what I can the piece of advice can I can give you. Okay, it's improve the sales process with the data that you get. Make sure the marketing is aligned with the marketing things, and make sure that everything is aligned properly with the data that you're collecting. And the service delivery is set the right way, so you know how to do it. And depending on your model, if it's more like info Sam Oven type of model, if it's more like a coach with a sun coach, then it's similar to us. That you do it right with the right processes, with the hiring process, with the hiring training, all the different stuff. And you gotta make sure you're eating your goals. So if you want to build a 200K per month business, if you want to build a 500K per month business, if you want to make a $1 million per month business, of course there's like levels to this, there's stages to go. But with me, we scale massively and we scale fast. As you could see, like we went from 0 to 70K in a couple of weeks. We went from 70K to 150K in a matter of months because, of course, with cohorts we couldn't sell, couldn't sell people. But yeah, this period where we were dialing in the process, now we're switching to having a model that can get us 300K per month, evergreen. So yeah, to help you visualize this in terms of the structure, yeah, a coaching company has the front end part department and the back end department. Front end is marketing and sales. Back end is fulfillment and product development. That's how I see things. That's what also helps me stay organized in terms of people to hire in the in the org chart here. But yeah, if you're scaling, um, you gotta make sure that the marketing doesn't depend on you, the sales is doesn't depend on you, the fulfillment doesn't depend on you, but product development, that's something that you're part on, uh, or not. But I would recommend. So that's it. That was the video. I hope you guys really like this video. Like, I don't know how much time this was, probably an hour by now. But I hope you really liked. I hope you liked this video. I hope you find it valuable. I hope everything was made sense. And if you have any questions, just send me a message on IG. I'm always open to answer your guys' questions, and also comment below this video. If you subscribe. I don't. This is the second video that I made in my life, so I'm not used to this yet, but I'll get used to this with time. If you're a coach, if you're a creator, you're looking to scale your coaching business to over 6 figures per month or multiple 6 figures per month, or if you're looking to launch your info products, I'm here to help you. You can book a call with me down below, or you can message me on IG. I would recommend messaging me on IG, because then I can go through your funnel, your profiles, your websites, whatever, and see if we can work together before we even take some time to speak. See you in the next one.